Everybody, thanks for coming in today. It's in the special session. I'm very excited to share some exciting things with you here. First, I'm going to preface it and lead off. Welcome to the call, and welcome to the Distributors Academy special edition on Saturday. So I was talking to one of my associates the other day, and he said, "Harry, why the big push right now? Why are you going all out on getting this information out there?" And then they said, and why don't more people, why aren't more people here to hear your message? And I started thinking about that, and it was really easy for me to get it. The big push right now is because I've been through these cycles before economically, and I'm not an economist, but I pay attention to what's going on. And if you can anticipate and prepare, and when all the signs are there, when inflation is going up, when interest rates are going up. Yesterday, I filled up my tank on my car. Only 3/4. There was only a quarter there. I filled it up 3/4. And it was over $71. It's the most I've ever put in a tank, and it wasn't even empty. Again, interest rates are up. Inflation. Stock market's down. It's down a lot. The crypto market is in a bear market. The S&P is in a bear market. The real estate market is being affected by the interest rates that have already gone up over 1% this year, and there's more coming. So there's some turmoil in the market. So the signs are there that troubled times are coming. And when troubled times are coming, the people that are prepared for it, the people that anticipate for it, are the ones that are going to score. The ones that are going to maximize the opportunities that present themselves, because most growth comes when there's an economic recession or downturn or a winter. Look at Facebook. Facebook started, I think, in 2008 when the financial markets collapsed. That's when they started, and boom, they're a multi-billion-dollar company. One of the richest people in the world owns it. So there's significant differences that can happen when you prepare for it and anticipate what's coming your way. So that's why the big push is on right now. That's why I'm energetically focused on getting this message out there, because people need to hear it. What I found through my growth and my experience is that most people don't realize that they were in the right place at the right time until 4 or 5 years later, when they look back and they say, "Oh my God, I was there. I had an opportunity to get in. I had an opportunity to take advantage of it, and I didn't." So that's why the big push is right now, and that's why there's not more people to hear this message, and that's why there's not more people here, is because some people just don't see it coming, and that's why so many people get hurt by economic downturns, because they don't understand and have the financial intelligence to see what's coming their way. So another thing that I've learned is that in economic downturns, that's when network marketing has a tremendous growth spurt. Why? Because more and more people want to work from home. More and more people want to take charge of their financial futures. More and more people want to be in control of where the money's coming from. Just like yesterday, when it cost me over $70 to fill my tank, most people, I need to make extra money to make up the difference, that $400 or $500 a month I'm spending on gas and groceries that I wasn't spending 6 months ago. I need to make that up. So network marketing experiences this big push, and it's already started, but it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. More and more people are going to look at network marketing and into network marketing for the answer to their solution, or the solution to their problems. So some are already in it. Some are already in it, but they've never taken it seriously, or they are just customer product users, or they've been hanging around the flagpole. They're not sure how to recruit, or they're getting back going. So the timing, in my opinion, couldn't be better for those that have a little foresight, for those that want to get in front of the wave, shall we say, the next big push that's coming, and position themselves to take advantage of the natural occurrence. History repeats itself over and over again. The way we can tell the future is by looking at the past. And in the past, same thing happened. So what I want to do is I want to share with you, I'm going to go to my whiteboard here. I'm going to share with you what I see, and where you're at, no matter where you're at in your business, in your opportunity, in your push, and I want to see if I can land something with you, see if I can sink something in, see if this will resonate with you so that you can look for the answers and be prepared and put in a position to anticipate. So I know it's tough out there, and I think it's going to get tougher for a lot of people. And I believe that there's some answers, there's some solutions, there's some rewards, there's some benefits. The next big opportunities are going to happen when the market's down, and it's coming. And again, the way you look at the future is to look at the past. The way you tell the future is to look at the past and see what happened. So let me go to my whiteboard here. I'm going to turn off my virtual setting here and go to my whiteboard and just kind of tie all this together and make sure we get it right. Okay. Turn this off. Okay, I'm going to turn my camera down a little bit. Turn this light off. There we go. That way we can see it. Okay. So let me go on this side here. This is, we'll just do this here where I can get in the camera as well. Okay, so this is where we are. Again, you're either new to network marketing, you're looking at network marketing as an opportunity or as the answer to the and solutions to the problems that are coming your way, or that you already have. You're a product user, and now you want to take the business seriously. You may have one or two distributors underneath you. You may have several that just aren't working and aren't as excited as you are. Or you may be stuck. You may be at 10, 15,000 a month and you're stuck. I saw a post, an advertisement 3 days ago on Facebook, and guy says, I've been making 2 million a year for the last 12 years. I said, okay, well, you're not growing. You've been making 2 million a year for every year for 12 years. You're not growing. Where's the personal growth? You can't stand still. Yeah, 2 million a year is a dream come true for a lot of people. It's a wish. It's a goal. It's great. It's fantastic. It's tremendous impact. But if you're not growing personally, why are you still making 2 million after 10 years? See, for me, that doesn't compute. That's just the way my brain works. You should be getting better. You should be having more. It should increase. You should be able to have more impact out there. Not that he's doing anything wrong. Not that he isn't successful. That's fantastic. But he's stuck. So you may be stuck at 10,000 a month, 5,000 a month, 20,000 a month. One of my early mentors said some of the hardest people to teach are people that are making 40,000 a month. Why? Because they're making more in a month than most people make in a year, and they think that they've got all the answers. If they were just focused and they were teachable and they were humble, they could be at 100,000 a month or 200,000 a month. So you may be stuck. So what happens when we're in this, where you are right now? Well, where you are right now, everything that you've done, everything you know has gotten you to this point. And what happens is, boom, you hit this cliff. And this cliff is a turning point. And this turning point says, okay, well, I need to get out of this. I need to climb this barrier. This barrier is in front of me. It's in my way. I'm having a challenge. I need to get over. So all of a sudden you're in a mess. You're in a quandary. And you're ready to move. You're ready to go. You're ready to take the next step. So here's what happens. You go through this learning curve of you learn prospecting. That could be a barrier for you. Are you really good at prospecting? Now, digital marketing, digital prospecting is a different animal than offline prospecting. You may be good at one, not so good at another. Or you're prospecting, you're doing good, but you're having a problem setting appointments. You're not getting the prospect to the next step. So that could be your messaging. What's your messaging? How about mindset? Do you have the right mindset to go from 2,000 a month to 10,000 a month? Again, one of my early mentors taught me, he says, if you want to make 100,000 a year, you have to be worth 100,000 a year. You don't just make 100,000 a year if you're not worth it. And skills that you have, skills that you know, skills that you master equals the income that you're earning. So is a mindset. How about messaging? We talked a little bit. Is your messaging right? Are you talking to the right audience? Are you saying the right thing? Could anybody join your business and be successful? Yes. Will everybody? No, of course not, because different products and different services resonate differently with different people out there. So are you talking to the right audience? So what's your messaging? You can learn that. You go through this process of time and trial and error. find the solutions, to evolve, to learn. And that could take time. It does take time. It could take years. It could take months, depending on who you are and what you're putting into it and where you're learning from. Then you have how to overcome objections. So you're getting the client to the next step, prospect to the next step, but now you're having a problem overcoming objections. Is that the barrier that's holding you back? So what is your barrier? Digital marketing? For me, I'm an older generation. Some of you on the phone are old, or on the call are older generation. Technology may not be second nature to you because you didn't grow up with it. It wasn't taught in school. You didn't have an iPad or your cell phone when you were in high school or college. For me, they weren't there. They didn't exist. That came after. The internet, digital marketing is a new thing. In fact, 3.5 years ago, you couldn't find me on social media. Didn't exist. Now I'm everywhere. Why? Because I've taken the cause in my brain. Hey, if I don't get on this, I'm going to be like the guys making horse and buggies when all of a sudden the automobile took over an entire industry. And I don't want to get left behind. I want to make sure I know how to drive a car and get into this transition. Because if I don't, I'm going to be left behind. So digital marketing, is that something that's slowing you down? Is that a barrier? Is that something you need to get better at? How about follow-up? Follow-up, we've heard it so many times, follow-up is where the fortune is. And in so many cases, it really is. Are you following up at every level with your prospects, with your new customers, making sure they get results on the products, with your distributors, your new people, to make sure they get in the process, get in the flow, get into the next step, set them up for realistic expectations. What is happening with your follow-up? Is that a weak point? Remember, a chain can only be as strong as its weakest link. Where's yours? Systems. Do you have onboarding systems for customers? Do you have onboarding systems for new distributors? What are those systems to set people up to win, not just throw it against the wall and whatever sticks? And then we have duplication. Some of you are great recruiters, but you don't know how to duplicate. You can bring people in, but then it stops. Well, in network marketing, the magic is in multi-level and building your downline, building your group and locking your people in and teaching them how to make money. But if you're great at recruiting, you're bringing people in, but not good at duplication, that's a barrier that you need to learn the skills. If you know what, it's really what you want. Knowing what you want is very important. It's not what I want for you. I want success for all of you. That's why I do these classes. But what do you want for yourself? Yeah, I want that 10,000 a month. I got to have it. I need it. I see it. I need to get my retirement going. I need to protect my future. But if you're not willing to do what it takes to get to 3,000 a month, 10,000 is going to be just a dream. So are you willing to do what it takes to get these skills, to climb these barriers, to make it through these barriers? Chasing the business, how to chase the business. I did a class last week on chasing the business and how to add 30 people to your downline in 30 days. And some of you saw that, and it's the first time you've ever seen it. It's not guesswork, and it's not just drawing circles on the board. It's actually what I did. It works. It's what I was taught and what I did. Now, I didn't do it right away. It's something that I had to learn the skill on how to do. I struggled for the first couple of years in network marketing. I struggled because I was a cook flipping hamburgers at the local Big Boys. That's what I knew. I didn't know sales other than selling people an apple pie, strawberry pie after their dinner, dessert. That's just an order taker at that point. Learning sales, learning network marketing, that was a process for me. So it took me this time to evolve, to learn this whole dip. That's why I found the solutions in this time. And what helped with this time and the solutions and evolving was getting around people that were already there, helped me through it. Going through the school of hard knocks, we all want to do it. We all want to learn, but it's painful. It's expensive. It hurts. And it takes time. And that's what this here dip is. It takes time. Promotions, the art of promotions, how to use impending events to grow your business, using impending events to build momentum, to teach your team how to build momentum. So chasing the business, promotions, these are all good. And here's what happens. When you start learning these skills, you put them all together, you have a massive breakthrough. You have a massive breakthrough where your check starts going up because it's starting to come All the pieces of the puzzle are coming together, and it shows in the results of your check. Because when you have distributors now, because you've learned how to prospect, you've got the mindset to prospect, you've got your messaging down, now you're duplicating, you're showing them how to do it. Now they're making money, your check starts going up. And that's where the breakthroughs start to happen, is when all these, you don't have to have all of them. Every time you add another piece to the puzzle, your income goes up. Every time you lock in a skill, your income goes up, and you work your way to mastery. And when you master it, that's when not just you, but that's when your people start getting big checks. So when I really scored in network marketing, it was about 6.5 years, and all this came together. And I really I learned how to use the company systems, the business opportunity presentations, the webinars, the in-person meetings, and I built one from the next. I stacked them. I promoted one on top. I learned art of promotion. I promoted the next impending event, the next impending event, the next impending event, and I taught my people how to do this. And it got to the point when this thing started popping. It started popping because my people started making money. And when they started making money, they taught their people how to make money. And the duplication process started. What I showed them, they duplicated. And then it just exploded. And in the last 22 months is when I went from $7,000 a month to $127,000 a month in royalty overrides. My check was jumping 20, 30,000 every month. Now that forget about me for a second. The impact that had on my people, my team, I had several people that ended up becoming multimillionaires because they followed this process. They learned all this. Now here's where I come in. Why am I doing this on a Saturday afternoon? Thank you so much, by the way, for trusting me and with your time to come here on a Saturday afternoon to listen to what I'm sharing with you. Hopefully this resonates with those of you that are live and those of you that watch the replay, because if this sinks in, if this lands with you, this could change. This could be generational for you. This could add tremendous finance to your generational wealth. So how do you go through this with the most ease? My opinion is mindset is the most important thing. You've got to be thinking the right way, and you've got to be thinking the right things and you've got to make the decision. It's hard to have one foot in the door and one foot out the door. If you're all in, you've made that commitment, and you are ready to change your life and other people's lives and have the most impact out there in the world, it comes up here first. It's putting the blinders on, being focused on what you're doing and how you're doing it. And knowing that there's somebody that's doing it successfully, which should be the driving for you. What are they doing? It's not what are you doing that's not getting you results. It's not what are you doing that's getting you some results. It's what is somebody doing that's getting the results that you want. And that's what you want to focus on. So if the mindset is right, here's what I started looking for. I started looking for a bridge. How do I bridge this gap? How do I compress time? Where can I find a shortcut? Now, we all know that shortcuts turn out to be long cuts and distractions and sometimes catastrophes. But as long as you are in the moment and you are doing the daily method of operation, as long as you are getting better at your skills and know what you're working on, and you have the mindset, finding a bridge helps to go faster. Now, for me, that bridge was getting in front of other people, finding people that already went through what I'm going through and learn from them. That's where the bridge really starts to take shape. Now, for me, I had to go to, there was no internet, and I had to go to company events, regional workshops to compress this time, to learn from their experience. So I found mentors, I found teachers, I found coaches and trainers that would help me get from point A to point B. To have these breakthroughs faster, to learn these skills faster, to give me the ammunition, give me the knowledge that I could apply what they taught me to learn at a different level, to learn at a faster pace, so that I could have breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough. And then it evolved into mastery after years of continuing to do the daily method of operation. And so how do you find this bridge where you're at? Well, your company probably has people that are doing more than you are, unless you're number one in your company, if you're number one in your company, or unless you're stuck. If you're making 20, 30,000 a month and you think you're the best thing in the world, and you're in that position where you're not teachable totally, you may be ready for a break, you may be ready to go, you may be stuck at that 2 million a year for 10 years and say, okay, I'm ready for an increase. Again, not that that's bad. I was just pointing out something that was obvious. Maybe it was a mistake in his messaging. I'm not sure, but the reality was, if you're stuck and you need to break through, you need a breakthrough, learning from somebody else. Now, here's the thing: when you learn from someone else, you've got to be in the moment. You've got to be willing to do the work. So if you're find a coach, you find a teacher, and yet you're questioning the coach, you're questioning what they're doing or what they're teaching you, that's going to slow you down. So for me, I understood I was a cook at a restaurant and I needed to grow. I understood that I didn't have the skills that they had. So when I was taught something, I didn't question it, didn't second guess it, didn't reinvent it, didn't think much about it other than, if I do this, am I going to get that? And they said, I did this and I got that. I said, okay, then I'm going to do this so I can get that. And I just went into action and did it. So I was already in action when I was learning the points. So I was already prospecting, but I learned a better way to prospect. I learned not only a better way, but I learned more ways to prospect. But I was already prospecting, so I was already in the process. So I was ready to receive all this new information, this new knowledge. My mindset, I was already focused. I no longer wanted to be a cook at Big Boys. I was sick and tired of living paycheck to paycheck and broke. So I already had the mindset. I was all in. I was willing to do what it took, where it took me. And I ended up traveling to go move in with my trainers and teachers and mentors to learn this stuff, to compress time. Messaging. I was already doing messaging. I was running ads in the paper. I was doing conference calls. I was doing three-way calls. But I learned how to do better messaging, to fix and refine, to continually test, and get better and better at it. I was already handling objections, but I got better at objections. Now I'm an expert. I've mastered overcoming objections, handling objections, and getting in front of objections. Digital marketing. That's probably the newest thing for me. And I'm getting better and better and better at digital marketing. Another reason why there's, I said earlier, why isn't there, somebody asked me, why isn't there more people on your calls? And I said, well, a lot of people don't realize that there's some challenges coming our way. Economic winter is in front of us. Some people see it, some people don't. Most people, it's called the herd mentality. They don't start making the changes until they're desperate. For me, I learned to get in front of it. And obviously some people on the call here, they're learning to get in front of it as well. So getting in front of it and understanding digital marketing, that's where I got better and better. So that is my weakest link, and I'm getting better at it. So that's another part of it. Some people don't see the challenges that are coming our way, and they don't understand. And I have to get better at getting my message out there. Because there's a phrase that many of us grew up with. It was a movie with Kevin Costner, Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. The reality is just because you build it, they aren't coming. There's nobody coming to save us. There's nobody coming to get us out of where we're at. It's up to us. So I've got to get better at getting my message out there, to have more people hear what I'm trying to do, to have more impact out there. So that's where I'm working. My chain, that's my weak link. Follow-up, I'm great at follow-up. Systems, using systems, that's where you want to get better. So I was already doing these, and when I got in front of my mentors, they just fixed and refined, so I accelerated at a faster rate. Why am I bringing that up? Because one of the reasons why I'm doing this call here is last week we did a 5-day challenge, and I am offering to be the bridge from where you are to where you need to go to have a breakthrough, multiple breakthroughs, to where you want to go. And I'm offering my services and my time because I've already been through that. Now, here's what's exciting is you don't need me. You can go through this just like I did and figure it out yourself and have a couple of mentors from your company. That's fine. That's okay. I just want to make sure you see and get the message out there that not only is there challenges coming, not only could you be one of these over here, but there's an alternative if you want to throw gasoline on the fire, if you want to step on the accelerator, put the pedal to the metal. This bridge, working with me as a coach through a training class, that could help everything go way faster, compress times. And I put together a 6-week total immersion class that will compress time. And I've only got 3 spots left. It's a limited class. I like small groups. It's going to be a limited class where I'm taking a few people, handful of people underneath my wing for 6 weeks, really focusing on these things, what you need, not what I think you need, but on what you need to go to the next level, to have that breakthrough, to really tighten up these whatever weak link that's holding you back, whatever the barrier is. So whatever barrier you're at right now, getting a coach, having somebody that's already been there is the fastest way. Again, it doesn't have to be me, could be somebody in your company. I'm just offering because I've been through all these. I know what it takes to get to 100,000 a month. I know what it takes to get to 2,000 a month. I know what it takes on a daily method of operation, the price that needs to be paid, the success tax, they call it, of consistency, persistency, of building momentum to have that massive breakthrough. And there's never been a better opportunity than before the challenges come in front. And we are in the forefront. Next year at this time, we're not going to be having the same conversation. Things are changing so fast. And they're changing so fast economically, politically, nationally and internationally, and opportunity wise. There's more and more competition than there's ever been. There's a lot of companies out there going after the same amount of people. That's why messaging is so critical and important, and who you're talking to. Are you talking to your ideal client? And if you're strong enough and you get good enough, will somebody listen to you? There may be better opportunities out there, but people are going to buy you before they buy your opportunity. They're going to listen to you. They want to know, they want to make sure that they're getting the proper leadership and direction. So getting better will bring you more people. People will want to start working with you. And that's what started happening with me. As I started getting better and better and better, more and more people wanted to work with me. And that will happen with you too. And by the way, that's going to happen here in my coaching. The better and better I get, at marketing and getting my message out there, I know the content, I know the material, but it's the marketing. It's getting better at getting the message out there to the masses that they can learn from me. So getting this bridge, I'm willing to be the bridge. And I put together this 6-week training course for folks, and I'm going to go through it. Some of you already saw this before. Some of you are already in the class, but I want to go through it because I'm recording this session right here, and several people are going to see the recording, and hopefully they'll get the message. I'm going to upload it into a marketplace, and hopefully they get the message so that they'd be willing to be teachable, so that they can compress time, turns decades into days, because in many times this could take decades. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if it took you 20 years, just look at how fast the last 20 years went. Look how fast the last 10 years went. Oh my God, it's like a blink. So in 10 years, if you're making 30, 40,000 a month, starting from zero, is that bad? That's a dream come true. But if you can do it in half the time or less, wouldn't that be better? Yes. Okay. So let me go through the program that I put together for you. Again, some of you have already seen this. Some of you haven't. If you have, bear with me, but I'm going to go through it for the new folks that are seeing it. And let's bring it up here. Working with the Distributor Academy. Let's go a full page here. And I call it the art of enrolling mastery, because enrolling is, after the mindset and after the prospecting, enrolling is where it all starts to grow. That's where the duplication starts happening. That's where that your skills start getting better and better. And that's where the passive income starts to get locked in. So here's what I'm offering is 2 to 3 hour total immersion classes, 6 of them, 6 weeks in a row, 2 to 3 hours long, 1 time a week for 6 weeks. I've got it scheduled for Wednesday, the 29th, starting at 12 p.m. Now, those of you that are seeing this after that for the next class, just contact me and we'll let you know when the next class starts. But it's going to be this session here is going to be Wednesdays, 1 time a week, 12 p.m. Eastern time, by the way. That's Eastern time. So those of you in different parts of the world, that's Eastern time. Here's what we'll cover. In-depth keys to duplication being the leader, and not only being the leader, but developing your leaders in your group. Because here's another piece of the puzzle. In network marketing, you can make really good money selling the products. But the magic of network marketing is duplicating in other people. So when you duplicate and you start recruiting and building an organization, that's where you start getting passive income in teaching others. So when you teach people, you make more money. The way to become wealthy is when you teach how to teach. And that's where it exploded for me. I showed you on the board is I taught my leaders how to teach and duplicate faster. We'll be operating at peak performance for 6 weeks. We'll transform the way you do business, the way you teach, increase your confidence, your experience, your commitment, and consistency. This alone is worth the entire program, but that's not all. Here's some of the things, some of the topics we're going to cover. How to find prospects, your prospect, your ideal client, how to master the invitation, the presentations and systems that your company has to offer that you can utilize. That's one of the things that I got really good at, is using what was available to me. Following up, onboarding. We had a session on onboarding, part of our 5-week class, helping your new distributors get off to a strong, fast start with realistic expectations. The art of promotion, how to use the next impending event and the sense of urgency with that impending event, and so much more. Of not just what I think, but is what you need right now. So much more. We'll do spotlight sessions for you. You get 2 one-on-one private coaching sessions with me that will be recorded, that I will give to you. Nobody else will see those unless you let somebody else see them. Those are private sessions for you. And those will go 60 to 90 minutes. And then every other week, we do a group coaching sessions with questions and answer. That is going to be for the whole 6 weeks. So every other week, get group coaching. That way you can hear and learn from other people in the group. Each week, we fix and refine to get better and better. And the invitation, the messaging, recruiting, selling, and more. Attracting people that you want to work with. You don't just take anybody, you attract people that you want to work with. That's some of the beautiful things about entrepreneurship. All of this, the regular price is $14.97. They're turning decades into days. Special price right now for this class here, and those that went through the 5-day challenge, taking $500 discount. So those that see this on recording, that see the replay, I'll use the honesty policy with that. So we get a special price. So it's $9.97 right now. You get a $500 discount. You can email me or use this link. Let me put this link in the chat for those that see this on the replay. That's not the right link. Let me go back to the link here. Bear with me. Let me get that. Where is it? PowerPoint. Here we go. PowerPoint. Pull this link up. Oh, I have to go off of. There we go. Coming. Almost there. Copy. Back into the chat. And there we go. That's for those that are watching the replay. So we'll go back to screen share now. Finish this up here. Okay. So if you see this, you placed your order because of this here video, you get the reduced price, $500 discount. There's only 3 spots left. I'm having a limited class, so don't delay or miss out on this opportunity. This class starts on Wednesday next week on the 29th. We've got a few days here. Take advantage of this. Here's my information. By the way, those of you that want to get a hold of me, here's texting, my personal phone number. Email me, harrynewhan@gmail.com. We also have a private Facebook group for paid members only. It's called the MLM Success Academy Plus. Those of you that register will get access to that group. Again, it's for paid members only, people that are part of the 6-week class. And then here's the link for it. So why, again, am I doing this? Why the big push? Again, 2 reasons. One is because the signs are there. Things are happening. Things are changing rather quickly. What really woke me up is filling my gas tank yesterday at over $70 was crazy, and it wasn't even empty. It had still a quarter tank left, so that'd be scary when it's empty. And then getting the message out there, as quickly and fast as I can. And I'm getting better at my messaging and my marketing to make sure we have the most impact, because that's what it's all about for me. It's about impact. And my daughter asked me a couple months ago, she goes, why don't you just, liquidate all your assets, and just retire and, go sit on the beach someplace. And, that's a valid question, but there's so much more that we can accomplish. There's so much more that I can give and transfer this knowledge and transfer this information out to people. So watch what happened to my parents when they lost purpose. My absolute purpose is to teach as many people as I can to change their lives and to spread the legacy. When my parents lost purpose, they started to deteriorate, and it wasn't long before they passed away because they had nothing to live for other than each other. They had nothing to go to. They had no purpose, no expectation, and so I don't ever want that to happen to me. So that's why the big push. And again, I'm going to continue to get better and better at messaging, so I can get more and more people to see this and hear this. So if you'd like to join me for the 6-week immersion class, feel free to sign up and join. Otherwise, we're going to button it up. Hopefully this made sense to you. Let's bridge the gap wherever you're at so that you can have a breakthrough and work your way to mastery, developing up the skills it takes. These are the ones just that I put on here. There's a few more. A lot of them happen together and at the same time. It's not doing one and then waiting to do the next. Many of them happen together at the same time, as long as you're in action. If you're in action and you're ready to do the work, then this bridge working with me happens fast. If you're not in action doing the work and willing to do the work, it might be better for you to wait until you are and not join the class this time. So with that, I'm going to sign off here and want to make sure. You know what? I think I have time for a couple of questions and answers. Let me go ahead and open it up. If anybody has a question, hold your comments. But if you have a question on what I talked about, go ahead and ask the question. Let me. I think you all have the opportunity to. Yeah, you can unmute. Anybody have a question? Just raise your hand. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. If not, that's okay too. Let me get rid of some of this here. Nope, don't want to do that. Okay. Anybody have a question? Hand raised? No? Perfect. That means I did a great job.
I have a question.
Oh, there we go. We got a question.
I think 6 weeks is a short time to come up with, I think, the messaging and all the following teaching that you will give us.
I'm sorry. Let me. I couldn't really hear that.
Okay.
Totally.
Maybe I'm sorry.
No,
I
it's not
think
your
it's
fault.
okay. Maybe a
Go ahead.
mic. I was wondering. 6 weeks. I think it's a very short time to implement what that we will be learning here. And how can I maximize this while I'm learning and maximize my skill set, the time with you?
That's a great question. The 6-week course, Masood, is what we call, or what I call, an immersion class. That is, it's total immersion for 6 weeks in a row to give you kind of like steroids if you were working out. You don't take steroids. I don't take them at all, and you shouldn't unless you're under doctor's care. But the athletes that get the most benefit are the ones that take it for a short time to give them a fast start, and then they stop. Or like an airplane taking off the ground. You give it 110% thrust until you get to the cruising altitude, and then you pull back to 40, 50%. So this is a push to get you started, to get you clear, to get you on the right move, to start the momentum building. At the end of the 6 weeks, then we can see where you're at, where you want to go, and decide if you should continue on with one-on-one coaching or with the group coaching, which we offer as a continuation. But getting you started with the 6 weeks is something that gives you that thrust to get you off the ground so that we can get to the cruising altitude. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that's better now. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to abandon you.
Yeah.
So this 6 weeks is a fast crash course. And then if you want to stick with us, stick with us. 2 of the people on the live call right now, and several that aren't, are part of my group coaching and one-on-one coaching. And you're welcome to continue on. But the 6-week class is a compressed version.
Okay, gotcha. Thanks. Perfect.
Any other questions? I think Marion, you had a question?
So this is just, I guess, extension of the previous immersion, but we're doing bi-weekly training classes, which are on Fridays. And although it's very important to be on them, I know it is, because that's where we get our questions answered, and where you actually gently prod us to get busy But I'm sure that there's a couple of us that have already enrolled that have other commitments, I guess, on the odd Friday. Will you be recording them and sending them to us so that we don't miss some of the important nuggets?
They will. I record almost everything that I do. It's one thing I've learned from one of my last mentors is I record everything. So I will send those to you. And I'll also talk to the participants of the group. And we may make some adjustments as far as the time and the day to make sure that everybody can be there live. So I'll communicate that with you and the other members on a one-on-one basis. Great. Any other questions? All right, everybody, thank you so much for your time. God bless every single one of you. Look forward to working with you and whatever I can do to help and have the impact on your life. Enjoy your Saturday, enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to those that join. We have our first session on the 29th. Looking forward to it. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye now.
Thanks, Harry. Bye-bye.